Our journey begins in the heart of the ancient world, Egypt, during the Ptolemaic period. It was a time of dramatic change, a time when Egypt was a melting pot of Greek and Egyptian cultures, a hybrid society unlike any other. The Ptolemaic dynasty, a lineage of Greek origin, held sway over this land of pyramids and sphinxes, exerting their influence while respecting the age-old traditions of their subjects. Political intrigue was as much a part of daily life as the rising and setting of the sun. Royal siblings vied for power, alliances were made and broken, and the fate of the kingdom hung in the balance. Amidst this tumultuous backdrop, the seeds of a new era were being sown, an era that would be marked by the rise of a woman of unparalleled charisma and intelligence. In this vibrant era, an extraordinary woman would rise to power. Her name was Cleopatra. Born in 69 BC, Cleopatra was groomed from an early age to rule. A daughter of the Ptolemaic dynasty, she was not merely a princess, but an heir to the rich and tumultuous legacy of ancient Egypt. From her birth, her destiny was entwined with the fate of a kingdom. Cleopatra's upbringing was an education in power. She was born into a world of opulence, yet beneath the gilded surface the palace was a hotbed of political intrigue. Her father, Ptolemy XII, was a controversial figure, his reign marked by rebellion and political instability. This was the volatile environment that Cleopatra was born into, a world of power plays and shifting alliances, where survival was as much about wit as it was about birthright. Her education was as diverse as it was rigorous. Cleopatra was taught by the finest scholars of Alexandria, the intellectual capital of the ancient world. She learned mathematics, philosophy, oratory, and the art of leadership. But perhaps most importantly, she mastered several languages, which would later allow her to connect with her subjects and allies in a way that few other rulers could. Cleopatra's early life was not just about preparation for rule, it was also about survival. Her family was riddled with treachery and betrayal. Siblings plotted against siblings, and parents could turn on their children to maintain their grip on power. Cleopatra witnessed this firsthand when her father, fearing a challenge to his throne, had her older sister murdered. These experiences, while harrowing, shaped the young Cleopatra. The palace intrigues taught her the nuances of power, the necessity of alliances, and the inevitability of betrayal. They honed her political acumen and steeled her for the challenges that lay ahead. A world of power and treachery shaped Cleopatra, preparing her for a destiny of greatness. But it was her cunning, resilience, and charisma that would allow her to seize that destiny and become one of the most iconic rulers in history. At just 18, Cleopatra ascended to the throne, beginning a reign that would change history. This was no ordinary ascension. The young queen, born into the intrigue-filled Ptolemaic dynasty, was no stranger to the dangerous dance of power. Her father, Ptolemy XII, passed away, leaving the 18-year-old Cleopatra and her 10-year-old brother Ptolemy XIII as co-rulers. The tradition of the time required Cleopatra to marry her brother, a common practice among the Ptolemies to keep the bloodline pure. But Cleopatra was far from a submissive queen content to sit in the shadow of her younger brother and his advisors. Cleopatra, the woman who would become synonymous with beauty and charm, had more than just good looks. She was highly educated and intelligent, fluent in several languages, and showed an astute understanding of politics and economics. This made her a formidable ruler, despite her tender age. She understood that to secure her position, she needed to forge strategic alliances, and she did just that. But the path to power was not smooth. Her brother's advisors were wary of her growing influence and ousted her from power, forcing her into exile. But Cleopatra was not one to accept defeat. She gathered an army and fought back, proving that she was a force to be reckoned with. During this tumultuous time, a chance meeting with the Roman general Julius Caesar turned the tide in her favor. Recognizing the potential of a strategic alliance, Cleopatra allied herself with one of the most powerful men of the time. This alliance not only helped her reclaim her throne, but also marked the beginning of a new era in Egyptian history. In the face of adversity and amidst the chaos of political intrigue, Cleopatra rose to power, proving herself to be a shrewd and capable leader. Her ascension was not just a testament to her intelligence and strategic acumen, but also to her indomitable spirit. Cleopatra's reign had begun, but her true test was yet to come. Cleopatra's life took a dramatic turn with the arrival of Julius Caesar in Egypt. A shift in the tides of power, a strategic alliance was formed that would redefine the political landscape of the ancient world. The year was 48 BC, and Julius Caesar had arrived in Egypt pursuing his rival Pompey, only to find him already murdered. Amidst this chaos emerged Cleopatra, a queen in exile, returning to claim her throne. She saw in Caesar not just a potential ally, but also a chance to solidify her position as the ruler of Egypt. Their alliance was not just political, but personal. Cleopatra was a woman of wit and charm, and Caesar, a man of power and ambition. They found in each other a kindred spirit, a partner in power. Their relationship was one of mutual admiration and respect, a meeting of minds and hearts. They spent the winter together in Egypt, a season of passion and politics that would leave a lasting impact on both their lives and the course of history. This alliance bore fruit, both strategically and literally. Cleopatra regained her throne, and Caesar secured Egypt's grain supply for Rome. More significantly, Cleopatra gave birth to a son, Caesarion, meaning Little Caesar. Although Caesar never officially acknowledged him, Cleopatra proclaimed him as Caesar's son and her co-ruler. But as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. In 44 BC, Julius Caesar was assassinated, leaving Cleopatra and her son in a precarious position. The death of Caesar was not just a personal loss for Cleopatra, but a political one. He had been her ally, her lover, and the father of her child. His death marked the end of an era and the beginning of uncertainty. With Caesar's assassination, Cleopatra's world changed once again. The Queen of Egypt was left to navigate these turbulent waters on her own, to protect her throne and her son. But if history has taught us anything, it's that Cleopatra was no stranger to adversity. She was a survivor, a woman of resilience and resourcefulness. And as we'll see, her story was far from over. Following Caesar's death, Cleopatra formed another powerful alliance, this time with Mark Antony. Cleopatra, ever the strategist, knew the importance of aligning herself with Rome's power players. Mark Antony, a Roman general and politician, was the perfect choice for a new ally. Their relationship was not just political, it was personal. Cleopatra and Antony shared a deep and passionate bond, one that would result in the birth of 3 children. Together they ruled over Egypt and a large portion of the Roman Empire, creating a powerful and influential dynasty. They were a formidable pair, their love story becoming one of the most famous in history, but their relationship was also marked by conflict and struggle. Antony's political opponents in Rome, particularly Octavian, viewed Cleopatra as a threat to the Roman Empire. This tension culminated in the war against Octavian, a war that would determine the fate of the Roman Empire. Cleopatra and Antony, despite their power and influence, faced a formidable opponent. Octavian was a skilled strategist and politician, and he had the support of the Roman Senate. The war was brutal, marked by fierce battles and strategic maneuvering. Cleopatra and Antony fought valiantly, but they were eventually defeated at the Battle of Actium. Their defeat was a devastating blow both personally and politically. It signaled the end of Cleopatra's reign and the beginning of a new era for the Roman Empire. Octavian would go on to become Augustus, the first emperor of Rome, marking the end of the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire. Cleopatra and Antony's story is a tale of love, power, and tragedy. It's a story that showcases Cleopatra's strategic mind and her determination to maintain Egypt's independence. Even in defeat, Cleopatra proved herself to be a formidable ruler and a master strategist. Despite their efforts, Cleopatra and Antony were defeated, marking the end of Cleopatra's reign. Their story, however, continues to captivate us, serving as a testament to their enduring legacy. In 30 BC, the world said goodbye to one of its most iconic rulers. Cleopatra VII, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, met her end in circumstances shrouded in mystery and intrigue. With the fall of her beloved Mark Antony, Cleopatra was left alone to face the wrath of Octavian, the future first emperor of Rome. Her fate was sealed, her kingdom lost, and her life hanging in the balance. There are many theories surrounding the death of this legendary queen. The most popular and enduring one is that Cleopatra committed suicide by allowing an asp, a venomous Egyptian serpent, to bite her. This theory is so widely accepted it has been immortalized in countless works of art and literature. But is it the truth? Some historians speculate that Cleopatra may have been murdered, possibly poisoned by Octavian, who wanted to eliminate any potential threats to his rise to power. Regardless of the true cause, Cleopatra's death sent shockwaves through Egypt and the Roman Empire. The vibrant queen, who had once held the world in the palm of her hand, was gone, and with her, the last vestiges of independent Egypt. Her death marked the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty and the beginning of Roman rule in Egypt. The once powerful and prosperous land of the pharaohs was reduced to a mere province of Rome. But Cleopatra's influence extended beyond her death. Her story became a cautionary tale of the dangers of ambition and the fickleness of power. Her life, her loves, and her death have inspired countless works of art, literature, and film, making her a timeless symbol of female power and resilience. Cleopatra's death also marked a significant turning point in history. It was the end of the Hellenistic period and the beginning of the Roman imperial period, a time that would see the rise of one of the most powerful empires in the world. With Cleopatra's death, an era ended, but her legend would live on. More than 2,000 years later, Cleopatra's legacy continues to captivate us. Cleopatra, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt, has left a legacy that transcends borders and epochs. Throughout history, she's been remembered in myriad ways, from a ruthless seductress to a powerful monarch, and everything in between. The varying portrayals of Cleopatra are not just a testament to her complex and multifaceted personality, but also a reflection of the times and societies that recalled her story. In the realm of popular culture, Cleopatra's influence is undeniable. She's been the subject of numerous books, plays, movies, and even video games, where she's often depicted as a woman of supreme beauty and irresistible charm. While these portrayals have sometimes reduced her to a mere object of desire, they've also brought her name and story to countless people around the globe. But Cleopatra was far more than just a beautiful face. She was a skilled diplomat, a shrewd politician, and a charismatic leader who ruled one of the world's greatest civilizations during a time of immense political upheaval. These are the aspects of her legacy that truly deserve our attention and admiration. The life of Cleopatra also offers us important lessons. It reminds us that power can be both a blessing and a curse, that leadership requires both strength and wisdom, and that charisma can help us achieve our goals, but it cannot protect us from our fate. In the end, Cleopatra's legacy is a testament to the power of individual agency. She was not a pawn in the game of history, but a player who made her own moves, who crafted her own narrative, and who left an indelible mark on the world. Cleopatra, a woman of power, intelligence, and charisma, whose name will forever echo through the annals of history. Cleopatra's life was a tapestry of power, alliances, and dramatic turns. From her birth in the heart of the Ptolemaic kingdom to her reign as the Queen of Egypt, every phase of her life was marked by strategic maneuvers and political savvy. Her early life was nothing short of a royal roller coaster, filled with family betrayals and power struggles. Yet Cleopatra managed to rise above it all, leveraging her intelligence, charisma, and understanding of political landscapes to ascend to the throne. She not only claimed the throne for herself but also revitalized Egypt, proving herself to be a leader of extraordinary caliber. Her relationships with two of the most powerful men of her time, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, were not mere romantic entanglements. They were strategic alliances, carefully crafted to ensure her survival and the prosperity of her kingdom. Each relationship was a testament to Cleopatra's skill in diplomacy and her understanding of the shifting power dynamics of the time. Yet, even the most powerful queen could not escape the inevitability of death. Cleopatra's demise is as shrouded in mystery and intrigue as her life. Whether it was a venomous asp or a vial of poison, her death marked the end of an era, the end of the Ptolemaic kingdom, and the end of Egypt's autonomy. But death was not the end of Cleopatra. Her legacy lives on, centuries after her demise. She's remembered not just as a queen or a seductress, but as a ruler who dared to challenge the norms, who stood her ground in a world dominated by men, and who shaped her destiny with her own hands. In the end, Cleopatra was indeed the architect of her own destiny, a testament to her enduring power and influence. She was more than a queen. She was a force of nature that left an indelible mark on history, a mark that continues to fascinate and inspire us even today. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey through the life and times of Cleopatra. From her humble beginnings to her meteoric rise to power, her story is a testament to her sharp intellect, irresistible charisma, and unmatched political acumen. Her life, filled with power, alliances, and dramatic turns, serves as a constant reminder of the power of determination and strategic thinking. As we wrap up this episode, let's remember that, like Cleopatra, we are all the architects of our own destinies. We have the power to shape our lives and influence the world around us. So until our next historical deep dive, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep making your own mark on history. Remember, every story matters, especially yours.